Hey there, viewer. I'm so excited you're here for this crazy story. Before we dive in, let me ask you something fun. Have you ever had a neighbor who acted like they were the boss of everyone? Maybe they told you your bike was parked wrong or your dog barked too loud. Drop a quick comment below and tell me where you're watching from today. Oh, and if you love stories that make you go, whoa, no way, then hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss a single second of what's coming. Trust me, you're gonna want to stick around. Okay, let's set the scene. Close your eyes for a second. Well, don't really close them, cause you gotta read this. Imagine a super sunny morning in a quiet little neighborhood. The kind of place where birds are singing happy songs, the grass is cut super neat, and every house looks like it belongs in a picture book. Kids ride their bikes down the street and old folks wave from their porches. It's peaceful, it's nice. And right in the middle of it all is a guy named Sam Carter. Sam's sitting on his front porch, holding a big mug of coffee. The steam swirls up from the cup and he takes a slow sip, just watching the world go by. He's got a friendly smile, but he doesn't talk much. To everyone in the neighborhood, Sam's just Sam, a regular guy, maybe even a little boring. He wears old jeans and a plain shirt, and his hair's a bit messy, like he doesn't care too much about looking fancy. Most days you'll find him in his garage, messing around with tools or fixing stuff. The people pass by and think, oh, there's Sam, probably building a shelf or something. But here's the thing, they're wrong, totally wrong. See, Sam's not just any guy, he's got a secret. A huge, jaw-dropping secret that nobody in this sleepy neighborhood has a clue about. And that secret, it's about to shake things up like a thunderstorm on a sunny day. But I'm not gonna spill it yet. You've gotta keep reading to find out what makes Sam so special. For now, let's just say his life about to get a whole lot wilder. Let's talk about Sam's garage for a minute. It's not some fancy building with shiny doors or anything like that. It's old, a little rusty around the edges with paint peeling off the sides. But to Sam, it's the best place in the world. He calls it his hideout. Inside, there's a workbench covered with hammers, screwdrivers, and all kinds of tools. There's a radio that plays soft music and a couple of old chairs where Sam sits to think. It smells like wood and oil, and there's always a project going on, maybe a birdhouse or a table or something nobody can quite figure out. When Sam's in there, he's happy. It's like the rest of the world disappears and it's just him and his ideas. The neighbors don't get it though. They see the garage and wrinkle their noses. Why doesn't he clean it up? They whisper. It looks so messy. Some kids even dare each other to sneak a peek inside like it's a haunted house or something. But Sam doesn't mind the whispers. He just keeps working, hammering away, whistling a tune. He's not bothered by what people think. At least, that's what it looks like on the outside. Now let's zoom out a bit. This neighborhood's got rules, lots of them. It's run by something called the HOA, which stands for Homeowners Association. Basically, it's a group of people who make sure everyone's yards look perfect, their houses are painted the right colors, and nobody does anything too weird. Sounds okay, right? Well, not always, because the person in charge of this HOA is someone you're gonna want to hear about. Her name's Karen Wilson, and oh boy, she's a piece of work. Karen's the kind of person who walks around like she owns the whole street. She's got a clipboard tucked under her arm, a pen ready to write down anything she doesn't like. Her hair's always perfect, her clothes are super neat, and her smile, it's not a nice smile, it's the kind that says, I'm better than you. Karen loves telling people what to do. Your fence is too tall, she'll say. Your flowers are the wrong kind. Nobody argues with her because she's loud and pushy, and most people just want her to go away. When Karen looks at Sam's house, her eyes zoom right to his garage. To her, it's like a big, ugly spot on a perfect picture. She hates it. Hates the noise of Sam's hammer, hates the tools lying around, hates that it doesn't look like every other house on the block. She's decided it's gotta go. Yep, you heard that right. Karen wants to get rid of Sam's garage, and she's not the type to ask nicely. One morning, while Sam's sipping his coffee, he notices Karen staring at his house from across the street. She's scribbling something on her clipboard, her lips pressed tight together. Sam raises his mug to her like a friendly hello, but Karen just turns away. She's got a plan, and Sam's about to find out what it is. But here's the kicker: Karen has no idea who she's messing with. None at all. Let's go back to Sam for a second. Why is he so calm? Why doesn't he seem worried about Karen's glares or the neighbors' whispers? Well, that's where his secret comes in. I know you're dying to know what it is. But I'm gonna make you wait just a little longer, because this story's like a puzzle and we're putting the pieces together one by one. For now, picture Sam in his garage late at night. The neighborhood's asleep, but his light's still on. He's not just fixing a chair or building a box. He's working on something bigger, something important, and it's got nothing to do with what anyone thinks about him. The thing is, Sam's not new to this neighborhood. He's lived here for years, but he keeps to himself. He doesn't go to the big neighborhood parties or chat with folks at the mailbox. Maybe that's why people don't know much about him. They see a quiet guy with a messy garage and think that's the whole story, but there's so much more. Sam got a past, a job, a life that nobody around here could guess. And that life, it's about to crash right into Karen's plans like a runaway train. Let's paint the picture a little more. It's not just Karen who's got her eye on Sam. Other neighbors are starting to notice things too, like how Sam gets packages delivered at weird times, or how he's always on the phone talking in a low voice. One kid swears he saw Sam with a fancy briefcase once, but nobody believes him. Sam, nah, he's just a regular guy, they say. But are they right, or is there something about Sam that's gonna surprise them all? As the days go by, the neighborhood feels different, like there's a storm brewing even though the sky's clear. Karen's walking around more, her clipboard busier than ever. She's talking to people, pointing at Sam's garage, making big gestures. The neighbors are curious, but nobody's brave enough to ask her what's going on. Nobody except Sam maybe, but he's not asking questions. He's just watching, waiting, like he knows something nobody else does. What's Karen planning? Why's she so obsessed with Sam's garage? And what's Sam hiding that makes him so sure he's gonna come out on top? You're probably itching to know, and I promise it's worth the wait. This story's got twists and turns that'll make your jaw drop, so don't go anywhere. Let's wrap up this part with one last peek at Sam. It's evening now and the sun's dipping low, painting the sky orange and pink. Sam's on his porch again, coffee mug empty. He's looking out at the neighborhood, at the perfect lawns and quiet houses. Somewhere Karen's plotting, somewhere the neighbors are whispering. But Sam, he's not worried, not one bit. Because he's got a secret, and when it comes out, it's gonna change everything. So what do you think's gonna happen next? Who's this Karen lady gonna mess with? And what's Sam hiding that's such a big deal? Stick with me, because this story's just getting started and it's gonna be a wild ride. Keep those comments coming, hit that subscribe button, and let's find out together what happens when a regular guy with a big secret takes on the bossiest neighbor in town. Okay, let's dive back into this story. Things are about to get super interesting. Picture that same quiet neighborhood, birds chirping, lawns all neat and tidy, kids playing in the street. Everything seems perfect, right? But there's trouble brewing, and it's all because of one person, Karen Wilson. Karen's the boss of the HOA, which is like the group that makes rules for the neighborhood. She's the kind of lady who walks around with a clipboard, checking everyone's houses to make sure they follow her rules. If your grass is a tiny bit too long, Karen will know. If your mailbox is painted a color she doesn't like, say blue instead of boring beige, she'll write it down and send you a letter. Karen loves being in charge. It makes her feel important, like she's the queen of the whole street. Now Karen's got her eyes on one person, Sam Carter. You remember Sam, right? The quiet guy with the old garage who likes to sip coffee on his porch. To Karen, Sam's garage is like a big, annoying problem. She does like how it looks. It's not shiny or new like the other houses. There's paint peeling off the sides, and sometimes Sam's tools make noise when he's working. Karen walks by and frowns every time she sees it. That garage, she whispers to her friends, it's ugly. It doesn't belong here. Karen's friends nod and agree because nobody wants to argue with her. She's loud and she's got that clipboard which makes her seem super official. But deep down, Karen's not just annoyed about the garage. She thinks Sam's an easy target. He's quiet, doesn't talk much, and never complains. To her, that means he won't fight back. I'll fix this, she tells herself, smiling a mean little smile. Oh, Karen, you have no idea what's coming. One sunny afternoon, Karen decides it's time to make her move. She puts on her fancy shoes, the kind that click-clack on the sidewalk like a clock ticking down. She grabs her rule book, which is this big book full of all the HOA's rules, and she marches right up to Sam's house. Her heels make that loud clicking sound, and a few neighbors peek out their windows, wondering what's going on. Sam's sitting on his porch like usual with his coffee mug in his hand. He looks up as Karen stomps toward him, her face all serious. Sam Carter, she says like she's a teacher scolding a kid. Your garage is breaking the rules. She waves the rule book in the air, pointing at it like it's the most important thing in the world. It's too noisy. There are too many tools. It looks messy. It's got to go. Now, if someone said that to you about your favorite place, you might get mad, right? You might yell or argue, but Sam, he doesn't do any of that. He just looks at Karen, calm as can be, and nods. Okay, he says softly, I'll look into it. His voice is so quiet you almost can't hear it. Karen stares at him for a second, waiting for him to fight back. But when he doesn't, she smirks, thinking she's won. Good, she snaps, then turns around and walks away, her heels clicking even louder. What Karen doesn't see is the look in Sam's eyes. It's not a scared look or a sad look. It's a spark, like a tiny fire starting to glow. Sam's not upset. He's not worried. He's thinking. And whatever he's thinking about, it's big. But Karen's too busy feeling proud of herself to notice. She thinks she's got Sam right where she wants him. Oh boy, is she wrong. When Karen's gone, Sam gets up from his porch and walks into his house. He closes the door quietly, and if you were watching, you'd think nothing special was happening. But inside, Sam's not just sitting around. He's not crying or calling his friends to complain. He's planning something. What is it? Why is he so calm when Karen just told him his garage has to go? You're gonna want to stick around to find out, because this is where things start to get really exciting. Let's talk about the neighborhood for a second. After Karen's visit, people start talking. Neighbors whisper to each other when they're watering their flowers or walking their dogs. Did you hear about Sam's garage? One says. Karen says it's gotta come down. Another neighbor shrugs. Sam's nice, but that garage is kind of old. Maybe Karen's right. Nobody really knows what to think, but they're all curious. Karen's made a big deal out of this, and now everyone's watching to see what happens next. Karen doesn't stop with just one visit, though. She's like a dog with a bone she won't let go. The next day, she's back, walking around Sam's house, writing things on her clipboard. She takes pictures of the garage, muttering to herself about how it's ruining the neighborhood. She even knocks on a few neighbors' doors, showing them her rulebook and saying, "We can't let people break the rules, can we?" Some neighbors nod, not because they agree, but because they don't want Karen yelling at them. Sam sees all this from his window. He watches Karen march around, waving her clipboard like it's a magic wand. He hears the neighbors whispering, but he doesn't go outside to argue. He doesn't tell Karen to leave him alone. He just keeps doing what he always does, working in his garage, sipping his coffee, staying quiet. It's almost like he's invisible, blending into the background. But here's the thing, Sam's not invisible. He's paying attention. Every time Karen walks by, every time a neighbor gossips, Sam notices, and he's got a plan. What's making Sam so sure of himself? Why isn't he fighting with Karen like everyone expects? It's like he knows something nobody else does. Maybe it's about that garage. Maybe it's about him. Or maybe it's something so big it's gonna surprise everyone in the whole neighborhood. I'm not telling you yet, but trust me, it's worth waiting for. For now, the neighborhood feels different. It's still sunny, still quiet, but there's a funny feeling in the air. Like when you know a storm's coming, even if the sky's clear. Karen's getting louder, her plans getting bigger. The neighbors are picking sides, some think she's right, some feel bad for Sam. And Sam, he's just waiting, calm and steady, like a player in a game who knows he's got the winning card. So what's Karen gonna do next? How's Sam gonna handle this? And what's the deal with that garage that's got everyone so worked up? You're probably curious, and I don't blame you. This story's heating up and the best parts are still coming. Keep reading because Sam got something up his sleeve, and when it comes out, it's gonna be awesome. All right, let's keep this story rolling. Things are getting juicy now, and you're not gonna want to miss a single word. So picture that same quiet neighborhood again, nice houses, green lawns, and kids riding bikes. But there's a big cloud hanging over Sam Carter's house, and it's all because of Karen Wilson. She's not giving up, and things are about to get even crazier. Ready? Let's go. Weeks go by after Karen's first big talk with Sam. You'd think she'd calm down, right? Nope, Karen gets even bolder. She's like a bulldog who won't let go of a toy. Every few days, Sam finds a new letter taped to his door. The letters are from the HOA, Karen's group, and they're full of complaints. Your garage is too messy, one says. It's breaking the rules, says another. Some even have fines, which means Karen's trying to make Sam pay money just for having his garage. Can you believe that? Karen doesn't stop there. She starts holding HOA meetings at the community center down the street. She stands up in front of everyone, waving her clipboard, and talks about that messy garage. It's ruining our neighborhood, she says, her voice loud and sharp. We can't let one person make everything look bad. Some neighbors nod, agreeing with her because they're scared to say no. Others just sit quietly, not sure what to think. A few even whisper, "Sam's nice though, why's she so mad?" The neighborhood buzzing now. People talk about Sam when they're mowing their lawns or walking their dogs. Karen says the garage has to go, one neighbor says. But Sam lived here forever, another replies. What's the big deal? Nobody knows what's gonna happen, but everyone's watching. It's like the whole street waiting for a show. Sam, though, he's not joining in the chatter. He's not arguing with Karen or begging the neighbors to take his side. He's just Sam, quiet as ever. Every morning he's on his porch with his coffee, watching the world go by. Every night he's in his garage working on something. If you sneaked up to his window and peeked inside, don't do that, it's not polite. You'd see some weird stuff, not just tools and wood, but papers spread out on his workbench. Blueprints like the kind you use to build houses. Files with big words on them, and a phone that keeps buzzing with messages. Sam, always picking it up, talking in a low voice, then going back to work. What's he doing? Why's he so busy? It's like he's got a secret project nobody knows about. Karen's too caught up in her own plans to notice any of this. She thinks Sam's scared that he's gonna give up and let her win. Oh, she's so wrong. One day, Karen does something that makes everyone's jaw drop. She crosses a huge line. Here, what happens? She hires a crew, some guys with trucks and clipboards, to come to Sam's house. She tells them it's to inspect the garage, but she doesn't ask Sam if it's okay. Nope, she just sends them over when he's not home. The crew shows up one afternoon, parking their big truck right in front of Sam's house. They start poking around the garage, opening the door, touching Sam's tools, and taking pictures with their cameras. Neighbors see it happening and start whispering. What's going on? One asks. Is Karen really gonna tear it down? Another wonders. The crew spends an hour there, writing stuff down, then they stick a piece of paper on Sam's garage door and leave. The paper's a notice, and it says something shocking. Demolition scheduled next week. Demolition? That means they're planning to knock the garage down, destroy it, turn it into a pile of broken wood and nails. The neighbors are stunned. Some gasp out loud when they read the notice. Others shake their heads, feeling bad for Sam. A few kids even run home to tell their parents, Karen's gonna wreck Sam's garage. The whole neighborhood's talking now, and it's all anyone can think about. Karen's across the street when the crew leaves, watching it all with a big grin on her face. To her, this is like winning a war. She's been fighting to get rid of that garage, and now she thinks she's done it. She even waves her clipboard at a neighbor like she's saying, "See, I'm in charge." But what Karen doesn't know is that this isn't the end of the story, not even close. Sam comes home that evening, his truck pulling into the driveway. He steps out, calm as always, and walks up to the garage. He sees the notice on the door, that big piece of paper with its scary words. The neighbors are watching from their windows, holding their breath. Is Sam gonna yell, cry, rip the paper up? No. Sam does something nobody expects. He reads the notice, folds it carefully, and tucks it into his pocket. Then he looks up, and there's a smile on his face. Not a big, happy smile, but a small one, a dangerous one, like he knows something nobody else does. What's going on in Sam's head? Why is he smiling when Karen's about to destroy his favorite place? Why isn't he running to the HOA to fight back? It's so weird, right? But here's a little hint. Sam, not panicking because he's got a trick up his sleeve. Something big, something that's gonna make Karen wish she'd never messed with him. What is it? I'm not telling yet, but trust me, it's gonna be awesome. Let's take a step back for a second. The neighborhood's different now. It's not just quiet houses and sunny days anymore. There's a feeling in the air, like when you know something huge is about to happen. Karen's walking around prouder than ever, thinking she's won. The neighbors are split. Some think she's right to get rid of the garage. Others feel sorry for Sam. And Sam, he's still working in that garage late into the night. If you listen closely, you might hear the sound of his hammer or the buzz of his phone. He's not giving up. He's getting ready. What's Sam planning? Why is he so calm when everything's going wrong? And what's in those blueprints on his workbench? You're probably super curious, and I don't blame you. This story's like a roller coaster, climbing higher and higher, and we're almost at the big drop. Keep reading, because what happens next is gonna blow your mind. Okay, you're in for a wild ride now. This is the part of the story where everything explodes into excitement, like the best scene in a movie. The neighborhood's buzzing, and something huge is about to happen. Ready? Let's jump in. It's the big day, the day Karen Wilson's been waiting for. She's planned it all out, and she thinks she's finally gonna win. A giant bulldozer rolls into the neighborhood, making a loud rumbling noise that shakes the ground. It parks right in front of Sam Carter's house, ready to smash his old garage into bits. Karen's standing nearby, her arms crossed tight, a big smirk on her face. She's wearing her fancy shoes and holding her clipboard like always. To her, this is the moment she's been dreaming of, watching Sam's garage turn into a pile of junk. The neighbors are curious. Some gather on their lawns, whispering to each other. Kids peek out from behind their parents, wide-eyed. A few people look uncomfortable, like they're not sure this is right. Is Karen really gonna tear it down? One neighbor asks. Poor Sam, another says softly, but nobody's brave enough to stop it. They're all just watching, waiting to see what happens next. Sam's house looks quiet, like nothing going on. The garage door's closed and his truck in the driveway. Karen keeps glancing at the house, expecting Sam to come running out, begging her to stop. But he doesn't, not yet. The bulldozer's engine growls louder and the driver's ready to start. Karen nods at him, her smile growing bigger. She thinks she's got this all wrapped up. Oh boy, is she in for a surprise. Then, just as the bulldozer starts to move, Sam steps out of his house. He's calm, like he's just going for a walk. He's not yelling or waving his arms. He's holding one thing, a plain folder, the kind you use for school papers. The neighbors lean forward, curious. Karen sees him and laughs, a mean little laugh. Sam, give it up, she says, her voice sharp. You can't stop this, it's over. Sam doesn't even look at her. He walks straight to the bulldozer crew, his steps slow and steady. The crew leader, a big guy in a hard hat, looks confused as Sam gets closer. "Hold on," Sam says, his voice clear but not loud. He holds out the folder. "You might want to read this first." Karen rolls her eyes. "What's that supposed to do?" she snaps. "You're wasting everyone's time." But the crew leader takes the folder anyway. He opens it and starts flipping through the pages. At first he just skims, but then his eyes get wide like he's seeing something unbelievable. He reads more, his mouth dropping open a little. The other workers peek over his shoulder, curious. The neighbors are whispering louder now, trying to figure out what's going on. The crew leader looks up at Karen, shaking his head. "Ma'am," he says, "we can't touch this property." His voice is firm, like there's no arguing. Karen's face turns bright red like a tomato. "What are you talking about?" she yells. "I hired you, do your job." But the crew leader doesn't budge. He holds up the folder, pointing at the papers inside. "This says the garage is protected. It's part of a big project. We'd be breaking the law if we knocked it down." The crowd gasps, their whispers turning into loud murmurs. Karen's smirk is gone now. She looks like someone just pulled the rug out from under her. That's when Sam steps forward, right into the middle of everyone. He's still calm, but there's a strength in his voice that makes people listen. "Karen," he says, looking right at her, "you've been so busy judging my garage, you never asked who I am." He pauses, letting the words sink in. The neighbors are dead quiet now, hanging on every word. Even the kids stop fidgeting to listen. "I'm Sam Carter," he says, clear and steady. "I'm the head of the state construction board." The crowd gasps again, louder this time. Karen's jaw drops so far it's like it hits the ground. Sam keeps going. "That garage, it's not just my workshop. It's a protected site for a community project I've been paying for. I've been building plans to help this neighborhood, plans for kids, for families, for everyone. And you just tried to destroy it." The truth hits like a lightning bolt. The neighbors are stunned, their eyes wide. "Sam's the head of what?" one whispers. "A community project," says another. Kids tug at their parents' sleeves, asking, "What's he talking about?" Karen's face goes from red to white like she's seen a ghost. She tries to say something, but no words come out. For once, she's got nothing to say. Let's back up a tiny bit so you get the full picture. All this time, Karen thought Sam was just a quiet guy with a messy garage. She thought he was nobody special, someone she could boss around. But Sam been working on something huge, a project to make the neighborhood better. His garage wasn't just a place for tools. It was like his office where he drew plans and made calls to important people. Those blueprints in his garage, they were for a community center, a place where kids could play and families could hang out. And Sam been paying for it himself, keeping it a secret until it was ready. The folder he gave the crew leader, it's full of proof, papers that say the garage is protected by the state because of the project. There are permits, which are like special permissions, and letters from big organizations saying Sam's in charge. Karen didn't know any of this. She was too busy writing her mean letters and planning her demolition. Now, standing there with everyone staring, she looks like she wants to disappear. The bulldozer driver turns off the engine and the rumbling stops. The crew packs up their stuff, ready to leave. "Sorry, ma'am," the crew leader says to Karen, "we're not breaking the law for you." Karen's hands shake as she clutches her clipboard. She's not smiling anymore. She's not in charge anymore. The neighbors start talking all at once, their voices loud and excited. "Sam's a big deal," one says. "Karen messed up," says another. Sam stands there, the folder still in his hand. He doesn't yell or brag. He doesn't need to. Everyone knows the truth now, and it's bigger than anything Karen could have imagined. But what's gonna happen to her and what's next for Sam's project? You're probably dying to know, and I promise it's gonna be awesome. This moment's like the top of a roller coaster right before the big drop. Sam's secret is out and it's changed everything. Karen's plan is falling apart and the neighborhood, never gonna be the same. Stick around because the story not over yet and there's more to come. Wow, what a crazy moment we just had. Sam dropped a huge surprise and now the whole neighborhood's buzzing. Let's see what happens next because this story about to wrap up in the best way. Ready? Here we go. Karen's standing there, her face pale, her mouth opening and closing like a fish. She just found out Sam's the head of the state construction board and his garage is part of a big community project. She thought she was gonna win by tearing it down, but now she's in big trouble. She tries to talk her way out of it, stammering, "This is a mistake, I didn't know," but nobody's listening. The neighbors are too shocked and the bulldozer crew's already packing up to leave. Sam's still holding that folder, the one with all the proof. Inside, there are papers that show everything, permits that say the garage is protected, plans for the community project, and even emails from Karen's own HOA board. Those emails are bad for her. They show Sam tried to warn the board about his project, but Karen ignored him. She didn't care, she just wanted the garage gone. Now everyone can see she was wrong. The crew leader hands the folder back to Sam and shakes his head at Karen. "We're done here," he says. The bulldozer's engine shuts off and the workers climb into their truck. They drive away, leaving a cloud of dust behind. Karen's left standing alone, her clipboard hanging limp in her hand. The neighbors start whispering louder now, their voices